Hey guys, so let's continue from where we left off yesterday. Just to recap, we are working here on an audio controller for Unity 3D. What we have done until now is an audio object that will play an audio clip for us, and we'll get an audio source from the audio controller. Also, we've done an object pool that will instantiate and essentially create for us audio objects if the pool doesn't have any of them free right now. Also, we created our initial data model. So we have a sound item that it's a simple struct with a name and the audio clip. Also we have a category item which will have an array of sound items categorized under one name. Basically it's a class, but I guess we'll refactor that to a struct. It's gonna be a struct with a string which will represent the name of the category and the array with sound items. And we have our audio controller data, which is a scriptable object that contains for now just a single array with all the category items. And what we discussed yesterday is that today we will continue on doing the necessary, let's say, editor tools, so that we could essentially test what have we done here and also add all the necessary features so that we could have a nice audio controller with categories, sound items, and all kinds of information about what objects are playing, how much are playing, how many of them are free right now, how many of them are used, and all kinds of that data. Okay, so let's continue, shall we? Essentially, yesterday we tried to create a database right when our editor starts playing, but I guess that was a bad idea, so we will do that through the editor tools. Okay, let me just make the font bigger here so that you could be able to see. Yeah, that should be much better. Okay, so what we want is to create this asset if it doesn't exist, or if the audio controller doesn't have any reference to any asset. So let's do just that. Let's make here a public audio controller data, which is our database. And let's not make it visible for the editor here. So, I mean for the inspector from the editor. And let's okay. Now, what we need to do is to create another class that we will name audio controller editor, and we will use that class to draw anything we need in the inspector of the Unity editor. Essentially, we are starting to do a little bit of tools for our audio controller. Okay, let's do just that. First of all, we will create our editor folder, and here we will create our script. And it is opened up. Okay, so first of all, we need the namespace Unity editor. And we will add that. Now we need to inherit this class from Unity editor. Come on. And we need to override okay. We need to override the method on inspector GUI, which essentially tells the editor what to draw on the inspector. So let's first of all let's draw the inspector as it is. And we need here to add an attribute named custom editor and give it the type of our audio controller. This way we will tell that we want to draw our custom inspector on for that component, and our component is audio controller, obviously. So let's go to the Unity and see if nothing was broken. So it seems like everything is alright, and let's just add a label here. Yeah, let's add a label here and check if everything is alright. So if we will see that label, that means we wrote this class correctly. Let's just create this label. And now let's see. So it did actually work, which is good. We can start doing our editor, I mean our custom inspector for our audio controller. So first of all, we need to check if we have the database in our audio controller F, and if we don't have it, we need to create it. So let's do that, let's create it. Well, first of all, when we give this type, we also can have the instance of that audio controller as an object. So let's cache that here so that we will have easy access to it. Let's add it here. If you want to know more about how to do these custom inspectors for the Unity editor, just go to the documentation of the Unity and read that. And they also have some video tutorials for that, so don't be lazy and just watch them. Yeah, they may be a little boring, but trust me, it's worth it. So we got our audio controller casted as we need it to be. Now let's check if we have the database in our audio controller. So for that we need to go into this object and find our database. Here it is. And if our database is it's null, then we should do something like draw a button that will create our database. and let's do just that. So we have our button here. Let's give him a label. That will be create and that should be enough. Now if we did press on that button, we need to create our asset, and what we need to do is to go back to our audio controller right here, and we need to copy this piece of code. So let's just take it like that, and let's go back to our editor script and let's put it here. No, right here. Okay, now let's uncomment that, and we should be good. And let's send this, no, I mean our database to the controller. So let's check if the Unity didn't catch any errors, and then we can check if the asset has been created. So okay, so we can create the database. And if we press it, it still couldn't create the asset file. Let's check online a little. Oh, so we need to give the path to the assets, or else it won't create it. Well, let's check if that's true, and we will see. Nope. Like that. And let's check it one more time. Okay, so we did create our scriptable object, but we don't see anything in it, which is strange. weird. Let's do something else. Let's first of all don't hide from the inspector our audio controller data, and let's go back to our editor and let's leave it like that and see one more time. Okay, so we do so there are items, but for some reason we cannot see them, which is strange. So here are the items. Do I need to serialize this also? I mean, not serialize, but really convert it to a struct. So it did create, but for some reason it did not import it. No, I don't believe it. Let's debug a little more. So we are creating the scriptable object, and it returns us correct the scriptable object. We get the scriptable object since it is bound to an asset file. Okay. So we cannot see what's in here. I guess I'll have to delete it, and let's see how it is gonna work if it's in play mode. Just to check out a theory here. Yeah, it's still not visible. but the asset clearly was created. Strange. Let's just make a simple array of strings just to see how it will work with simple strings. Nope, the problem is not in that. Okay. Well, that means that we are not doing something right when we are creating our asset. So let's go back to our editor. And let's see what we are not doing right here. So I am getting an instance of our scriptable object of type audio controller data, and we are creating an asset from it, and then we are saving the asset and we are refreshing the database. Well, it seems like everything is right, but maybe I'm missing something. So, what am I missing here? So that's not it. I'm seeing that some people also have some kind of problems with creating assets, but they don't seem like the problem I have right now. So we're gonna search. Well, he's creating the instance and he's initializing it and returning. Okay. So do I need to add asset in order to see it? Yeah, maybe it's that. Let's check it out. Okay. So, boom. Yay! It's working. Okay. So we have our scriptable object created as an asset, and this is our database. Okay. Cool. It's working. Nice. Let's save that for now. Save the project and let's add to Git. So what do we have here? We have our audio controller, we have our category item for some reason, and oh yeah, we converted it from class to a struct. We saved our scene and some of the project settings were changed. We need to check that out. What did change there? Okay, let's check that out. Per platform default quality. Okay, whatever. And also we have our editor script for the audio controller, our custom inspector. Okay, let's add all of them, or no, let's just ignore the asset file because we really don't need it here. Let's add to our git ignore that. And oh, let's also ignore the meta file too. Okay, that should be good. For some reason we still have our data meta file. What if we just ignore the data folder with the meta file and put the asset there and also create the database in the data folder? But first we need to check a theory here. If we essentially want to create the asset in the data folder, and what if we don't have that folder? Will asset database create our folder also? So this is the theory I want to check now. Okay, we did that, and let's delete our asset. Let's delete our data folder. And let's see. Parent directory must exist before creating asset at assets data. Oh, so asset database cannot create an asset if the folder does not exist. Okay. That means that first we need to create the folder and then we need to put the asset there. But what if we want that folder to be in another place? We cannot just assume that folder data will stay in the assets folder. Maybe in our other projects we need that data folder somewhere else, so I guess we have to add a path ourselves where we want it to save it. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Let's add a path here and we will just use it. Okay. Let's go into our editor. Let's create here a private string save path. And also we could try and load the asset and send it to the audio controller if the path is the same. Yeah, we could do that. Also, let's say we have our database with different names, but why would we need that? Last time we discussed that we needed to be in a centralized place, but what if we need it to be more flexible? Like we need different databases for different... Essentially they will have the same category and the same name, but for some reason the sounds are different between some themes. We could just add another layer above the category and name it theme, but that's just too much. So let's just give the flexibility to create multiple databases. For that we need to give a name for our database. That's the easiest way that I can come up with right now. So let's do just that. Let's create another string that will save the name of our database. And initially we will check for an asset with name ACDB. And the save path will leave it for the other programmers to add it. add our text fields here. So essentially what we could do is just have this save path here, create our text field, and so let's do it just that. Also, we will need let's editor GUI layout. Oh no, yeah, layout, and here we need to have our text field with a label. Yeah, there is a text field with a label, which is best for us right now. So let's do that. And save path. And this should be good, and also let's add the possibility to change our database name, and essentially to create multiple databases for different audio controllers. That, and oops, yeah, this should be good. Okay, first of all we check if our audio controller has the database in it. If it doesn't have it, then we need to check if it exists in that save path. If it doesn't exist in that save path, then we give the option to create the database. Yeah. Okay, so first of all we need to make this string ourselves, but first let's see if asset database can search for a asset in a path. So it can find assets with a search filter string. So it can give us multiple assets with the same name if we have multiple items with assets with the same name. Or, oh no, we cannot do that. Okay. Or we could just try and load the asset. Do we have the reference to that asset? Yeah, it gives our asset to us. Okay. And what if... Oh, so essentially if we get a null, then well, this is good for us. We will be able to check at the same time if it exists and create it. Yeah, that should be good. Let's use that. Load asset at path. And we give the path and we give also the type. Okay. So what we are doing here first is trying to get our asset. So we are trying to get our database first, and then if we are not able, then we are creating it. Or let's say we are giving the possibility to create it. Possibility. Okay. So let's just get our load asset at. Oh, we can give it like that, which will look way better, but essentially it's doing the same thing. It just looks better. Oh, yeah. And we need to give him some path. Let's put the path right here and let's create it. So our path essentially is our asset slash concatenated with the save path. And let's add our database name, our asset name, and let's not forget about the asset extension. Okay, this should be good for our path. And let's just remove that window. Okay, so we're loading our asset, and now we need to check if it's loaded up. So essentially, if our database is not null, then we need to ignore the lower part. Okay, then let's do it this way. If it's null, we will add the possibility to create our database. if it's not, we will just add it to our asset database. Oh, no, like that. Yeah. Now let's check. So we have our path, we have our name, and we don't have the database. So let's just create that. Okay, it did create it. And if I change the name, like add a one here, it's changing the path all the time. Oh no, it's not saving it. Do we need to make it dirty? I think we need to make our object dirty after we change something here. If we change something here. Let's check it out. No, it's not saving it. Okay, what if I am adding this and then get back, and no, it's still not saving it. Well, I'm doing something. I'm not doing something right here. So I should not save the path and the name here. I guess I should save it in the audio controller itself, but I should not make them publicly available. Or there is a better way for that. We shouldn't use set dirty method directly from this. We should use instead the editor utility set dirty. Okay, let's try it out. Let's try it out. Oh. Yeah. And missing argument for required parameter. What parameter? And oh, it's expecting an object. Let's see. No, it's not saying it. I'm doing something wrong here. Okay, so let's pretend that we will... oh no. Put our information about this audio controller in audio controller and not in the editor. I don't really like it, but I don't know a better way right now, so I'm doing what I know that works. And right now I know for sure that adding something directly in the audio controller saves it from being changed. We will do just that. And we will use that for our editor controller editor, audio controller editor. My bad. We need to take that and put it here. No, not here. Like, oh. Okay. And now, yeah, good. Let's put it here. And now let's go back to our editor and let's not use those. Let's add here and let's do it for our name also. And here too. let's see how it will work. So we have our path and our name here, and let's do it null here, and let's just add the name. And it still created ACDB for us. We forgot something to change here. Oh yeah, we forgot to add our new path. Okay. That should fix it. Now let's create. Yay! Yay! It did create it. And it seems like it's working. Okay, so we have our categories, our sound items, and placeholders for the clips, our audio clips, which is good. Okay, so what if I'm saying that I want in the content folder? Oh cool, it did create in the content folder. Okay, it seems like it's working. Should be good for us for now. Yep. And we don't lose the names that we added here. Cool. Okay, let's save this scene, and now we have something that we could commit into Git, into our repository. So let's do just that. Okay, good. Let's check every one of them. Okay, so for the audio controller we added database name, database path, and the database object. Also we removed from the unenable those comments. We converted the category item from class to a struct, and this is the changes that we did into our scene and the quality settings, which I don't really care about, but yeah, let's put them also. So I think we could stop here and continue next time later. Essentially what we did today is tested that we are able to create our own database for our audio controller. We can access it and we can save it into our project. Also, we could see that our component doesn't lose the reference to the link to that asset, which is very good. So essentially what we are doing right now is just saving our progress, and we will stop here. Now what we need next is to create the necessary interface for our inspector so that we could add easily our categories, and we could add easily our sound items and everything else. And then we could proceed with using that data to play something and essentially to see how it works together, how everything works together. Yeah, that should be our goal for the next time. But first we have to save our progress here, and then next time we will continue with our inspector. We will make our bare minimum interface so that we could add at least 2 categories and some sound items in each of those categories. And also we need to be sure to save those changes that we did to our database. Yep. Okay, let's save our progress. Okay. So yeah, it seems like everything is saved, which is good. And there is nothing else to save to our repository. Okay then. I think I should stop here. Yeah. So, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening to everyone who is seeing this live stream or the recording of this live stream. And as always, have fun coding. Bye.